Nationwide is so much more than a great insurance company. They're one of America's largest financial services companies. Like how I'm more than Saquon Barkley, the NFL's reigning leading rusher. I'm also the NFL's leading husher. Shh, hush up back there. Wow, I might have just set the hushing record. Well, almost. For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side.
Nationwide Investment Services Corporation, member FINRA, Columbus, Ohio.
This is a 30-second ad. In just 30 seconds, there are likely to be an average of over 30,000 cyber threats to all businesses. Since I've been talking, more than 10,000 likely just happened. Hey, cyber threats don't wait, and neither should you. With advanced security solutions, Comcast Business can help keep your network and data secure and your business reliably up and running. Get threat ready with Comcast Business. Learn how at comcastbusiness.com/cybersecurity.
If you're an HVAC technician and a call comes in, Grainger knows that you need a partner that helps you find the right product, fast and hassle-free. And you know that when the first problem of the day is a clanking blower motor, there's no need to break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product details, you're confident you'll soon have everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Looking for these better days.
Ho, 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 and a Merry Christmas to you. I'm Scott Seidenberg. Here's what you need to know to make this Christmas a better day. We have 5 games in the NBA, 3 games in the NFL. Let's get to the breakdown. Mackenzie Rivers joins me on this Christmas episode of Better Day, presented by FanDuel. Mackenzie, Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas to you, sir.
And Merry Christmas to everybody that is listening. And we're so thankful for you guys to be a part of our journey here at Better Day and up on the website at betterday.com. Mackenzie, I know I make the joke all the time that the NBA season doesn't officially begin until Christmas, but is there something to the idea that the players pick up their play starting on Christmas?
Yeah, I think so. There's some real empirical analytics that say the consistency of what teams are kind of gets settled in January, February, March being the heart of the data before everyone takes April off. Not just my model, but trend, year over year correlations. You really know what teams are, not right now, but heading into January.
Well, let's get into these games. As I mentioned, we have 3 NFL games. The first that will kick off 1 o'clock Eastern time. So we're going to kind of, go in chronological order, if you will, of the games. But I wanted to start in the NBA because we have a noon Eastern time tip-off in the NBA, and that is certainly your specialty, Mackenzie. And that's the early game starting with the New York Knicks, a Christmas tradition. The Knicks hosting the Cleveland Cavaliers. And up on FanDuel as we record this pod, the Knicks are a 6-point favorite, and the total is at 239.5. We've talked about this total a lot. The idea is that the early start times go under, right? This is something that we play, especially later on in the year, right? When we look at these, the Sunday early games, right? That happen throughout the latter part of the season. That being said, the last 3 Knicks Christmas Day games, which were all the noon Eastern time tip-offs, all 3 of them went over.
Yes, and the Knicks actually started to win. Historically, the Knicks do not win, and they do not go over. So the Jalen Brunson era has been different. 3-10 ATS, the Knicks are, and now the totals have settled up at only 7 unders and 6 overs. That said, I kind of just like the under anyway. Because, there's the 13 games of Christmas, but then there's the 2,000 games that have started, looking at my whiteboard here, before 1 o'clock Eastern since 2005. And those are 54.5% to the under. So it's I could data mine and try to say this is when the Knicks go over, this is when the Knicks go over. But just the fact that it's an early start time in general, I think should be appreciated by the market, which it's not, because some books opened at 2:30, and some books reopened when it was kind of a more settled market at 236. Either way, the bettors have come in and bet this over, which I think is a mistake. It's now almost 240, which would be the highest in this matchup in recent years. So not only is it just another regular season game, it's an especially high-scoring regular season game. I don't buy it. I'm going to be looking at unders in this game.
So I was looking at the last couple of Christmas games for the Knicks. As I mentioned, the 3 games did go over. And what you're seeing is that the second halves are higher scoring. We're averaging about 229 points in those games, but the first halves are only averaging 112. So what do you think about the total in the first half? I was saying when I was waiting for this total to come out that anything under 115 in the first half might have been a play for me. It's at 113.5. What do you think about under 113.5 in the first half?
The logic makes sense. It's a major adjustment by the market where some teams are slightly over first half, sometimes they're slightly under, but it's generally close to 50-50. This is saying it's not 120, it's not 50-50, it's 7 points under than that. So maybe because of the schedule, maybe because of the Knicks splits, the market is saying we should expect the first half to be much lower scoring. I think it's well adjusted for.
Yeah, so it's clearly baked in to the line here. So Knicks 6-point favorites here on Christmas Day over the Cleveland Cavaliers. Your second game of the day is the Oklahoma City Thunder, 9.5-point favorites up on FanDuel over the San Antonio Spurs, total of 235.5. We talked about this on yesterday's pod, the immediate revenge spot after OKC loses to the San Antonio Spurs for the second time in 5 games. They lose in San Antonio. Now they return home for the revenge spot here. Do they take out their frustrations? Like, is this the bounce back of all bounce backs?
If you believe the Spurs have a tactical matchup that they can beat the Thunder and nobody else can, and they're going to win the NBA championship, then I suggest you get your wallet out and get 30-1 on the Spurs. If you really think that. If it's just 2 games, and that's what I think it was just 2 games, the Spurs won, then there's a lot of reasons to love the Thunder here. Awful loss the last 2 seasons, 70%. At home, the last 2 seasons, 70% ATS under Mark Daigneault. They've been over 58% in those spots, going all the way back since 2020. And I think they have a frustration here that they'll be able to expel some demons. And even if it was a wash, even if you say the downgrade of the Thunder is equal to that of them being in a better spot historically, the fact that this moved from 10.5 to 9.5, I think presents a lot of value off that not key number, but it's an important number of 10, seems to land a lot.
Yeah, shop around, look for the best number you can here on this game. Another angle that we talked about was possibly doing the Thunder in the first quarter, right, with how good they've done in the bounce back spots. First quarter spread here, it was at 2.5. It is still at 2.5. Would you lay 2.5 here with the Thunder in the first half, maybe? I mean, first quarter.
Yes, it's what does Mitch and Paulie say? It's like you have to watch it with a whiskey and a revolver. First quarter bets always come down to the last shot. There's always a shot in the air, but hey, it doesn't mean it's not a good 60% wager.
Golden State Warriors will host the Dallas Mavericks coming up here tonight. We have an 8-point spread up on FanDuel. Warriors 8-point favorites, total of 227.5. I know there was a lot of stuff with Draymond Green going on earlier this week, Mackenzie. What do you make of this spread, and how do you see this thing playing out?
Draymond Green isn't worth his salt at this point, to choose the Roman expression of their military. He's not worth the attention that he gets, and that's a big problem because he's still their third best player. Offensively, he's now not even an average player. He's a negative player, which I think cancels out his positive defense. I still have the Warriors as 3 points better than an average team, which is where I have the Lakers. And it's interesting looking at it because I'm like, all right, where's your bias, Mackenzie? The Lakers are 19-9. The Warriors are 15-15. Well, it's about who plays. When Steph Curry is on the floor, they're like 15 points better than when he's not. Mm-hmm. He's going to be on the floor here. So I think my ratings make it Warriors by 10. I lean in that direction. But with the kerfuffle with Draymond Green, I'm not going to play the side. I think there's other ways to get at it.
Okay. Yeah, maybe some props could be the way to go here. Let's take a look at the Rockets that are going to be at the Lakers tonight. Lakers 3.5-point home dogs. And this is a number, it went down, Mackenzie, up on FanDuel. It was at 4.5. It went down to 3.5. Now, I don't know if it's because the Lakers got blown out the other night, but I also think that
they're extra vengeful. Yeah,
well, maybe, but I also think that and the Rockets lost also, but I also think that it's just the public coming in on the Lakers here. Totals at 229.5. My recommendation when I was on VSiN the other night was if you like Houston, you wait because the public's going to come in and bet the Lakers.
Oh, for sure. They're the number one franchise in the sport, and they're definitely the number one bet on team, especially on a marquee day like Christmas. I already played the Rockets because I thought Luka might be announced out. The fact that that hasn't happened, maybe he will play, and this will come back to where it opened around 2. That said, whoever is playing, I love the Rockets in this matchup. Again, if you look at the standing, well, the Lakers 19-9, the Rockets are not quite as good. This is, an even matchup. Maybe the Lakers are a little banged up. Not the case. The Lakers, arguably the second best team in the league by a lot of advanced metrics.
They're the best ATS team in the league.
The Rockets are?
No, the Lakers are.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry, I misspoke. Wow, really? Because they're 0.3 points better than their opponent on a per possession basis. But they've just landed on that half point thanks to the refs a couple of times. Either way, the metrics that I trust going forward, projecting out, is not the standings. It's how good you are on a per possession basis. The Rockets have clearly separated themselves. The one way the Lakers stay in it is Luka being heaven sent, being just otherworldly. That's how the Lakers have come up to win a lot of these fourth quarters. Well, he's off a 2-game absence. He might not play at all. Austin Reeves hasn't played in 2 weeks. So that puts a lot of emphasis on LeBron, who we saw score 36 points against the Clippers, and the team scored 88. And he had a decent 23 points against the Suns, and the team lost by 20, because at this point in his career, he just does not threaten the defense, and he does not challenge an offense with the way he stands straight up on that side of the ball. So I really think the more LeBron heavy the Lakers are, the more they are a fade. I think the Rockets don't mind being on the road here. I laid it with the Rockets, and I would even at this reduced number.
So, yeah, I misspoke. With the loss on Tuesday night, the Lakers are now 16-12 ATS, so that's 6th best in the league. They are the best over team, though.
Well, they probably were the best until LeBron came back. See, that's the thing.
Yeah. Maybe, yeah. So they are the best over team though in the NBA. 19-9 to the over this year, the Los Angeles Lakers. So, and the Rockets are 17-10 to the over this year. So we have a total of 229.5. Maybe this is an overplay for these teams tonight here on Christmas.
Interesting aspect about this matchup is the recent trend of blitzing full court, which the Suns have kind of pioneered, is very common, except for these two teams, because they're both kind of older, bigger, and slower, where they don't press the opposition full court. So I think that leads to a little more comfortable setting for some of these, go-to scorers like Luka and Kevin Durant.
All right, let's talk about the nightcap tonight. It is the Minnesota Timberwolves at the Denver Nuggets up on FanDuel. Nuggets a 3.5-point favorite, total of 240.5.
The total is sky high, but looking at it, this is actually how those teams have played recently, ever since last year when Jokic went off for 61 points. It's kind of the opposite of what I used to think about this matchup. When Karl Anthony Towns was there and Rudy Gobert was there, Jokic really had to become somewhat of a scorer, which he's done with 61 points. But now I think it's more of a less half court, more everybody else running full speed against this Timberwolves team, which without a point guard, they're actually more prone to do that, just try to keep pace. So a few props that I like here. I think Jokic goes over his rebounds and assists. Currently 22.5. He's averaging 25 in this matchup through 2 games.
Shouldn't we just bet him to have a triple-double?
Well, he's definitely going to have 10 points.
Yeah.
So, yes.
Yeah.
What's the triple-double odds? Obviously, it comes back to the odds.
Let's look at FanDuel for him to have a triple-double. I mean, he's a triple-double machine, obviously.
It's hard to not get 22.5 with the triple-double, but it's
so to record a triple-double, Jokic is minus 135.
I don't mind it. I'd rather lay minus 110 at 22.5 rebounds and assists.
Okay,
it's essentially the same bet though.
Yeah, you're right. Because unless
if he gets like
9
23
assists.
Rebounds and 9 assists, I'll be happy.
Yeah, exactly. All right, that'll wrap up our Christmas preview of the NBA slate here on Christmas. And once again, just to recap the market here, we have the Knicks 6-point favorites. This is all according to FanDuel. Knicks are 6-point favorites over the Cavs. The Thunder 9.5-point favorites over the Spurs. The Warriors 8-point favorites over the Mavericks. Rockets 3.5-point road favorites at the Lakers. And the Nuggets, 3.5-point home favorites against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Mackenzie Rivers has full write-ups on all 5 of these games right now up on BetterDay.com exclusively for Better Day Insider and Premium members with one play for each game. Could be a side, could be a total, could be a prop bet. One official play for each game here for your 5-leg Christmas sprinkle parlay.
9 hours of lots of commercial fun. But,
Well,
it's good because then you can spend time with the family during the commercial.
Let's get into the NFL, Mackenzie.
$1.1 billion in federal funding for public media has been eliminated, a decision that could mean fewer local reporters, fewer stories that connect us, and fewer journalists holding power to account. As the NPR network enters a new chapter, your support is critical. Your donation today can make a difference. Donate by visiting donate.npr.org.
If you're the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, you know having a trusted partner makes all the difference. That's why, hands down, you count on Grainger for auto reordering. With on-time restocks, your team will have the cut-resistant gloves they need at the start of their shift. And you can end your day knowing they've got safety well in hand. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Welcome to Walgreens. Looking for a holiday gift?
Sort of. My cousin Freddie showed up to surprise us.
Oh, sounds like a real nice surprise.
Exactly. So now I have to get him a gift, but I haven't gotten my bonus yet. So if we can make it something really nice, but also not break the bank, that'd be perfect.
How about a Keurig for 50% off?
Bingo.
Savings all season. The holiday road is long. We're with you all the way. Walgreens. Offer valid November 26th through December 27th. Exclusions apply.
Come to DSW for the shoes, stay for the fun. Because let's be honest, if shoe shopping isn't fun, are you even doing it right? So go ahead, try something new. Try something different. Good different. Try something that feels like you. You know, the real you. And then definitely brag about it later. Because at DSW, you've got unlimited freedom to play. With sneakers, boots, and everything in between for every style, mood, and occasion, you'll definitely find shoes that get you at prices that get your budget. DSW. Let us surprise you.
Not quite the matchups that the NFL, Netflix, and Amazon Prime thought they were going to get here on this Christmas Day, but it is still football nonetheless, and we know that football is king. 3 games on the schedule with 3 backup quarterbacks. We have the Washington Commanders hosting the Dallas Cowboys, currently up on FanDuel. The Cowboys 7.5-point favorites with a total of 50.5. Josh Johnson confirmed as the starting quarterback for the Washington Commanders in this one. The Detroit Lions, 7.5-point road favorites at the Minnesota Vikings with a total of 43.5. Max Brosmer confirmed starting quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings. And the Denver Broncos, 13.5-point road favorites at the Kansas City Chiefs with a total of 36.5. Chris Solidukin at quarterback for the Kansas City Chiefs. All right, Mackenzie.
Street Fighter? A Woogan?
Yeah, exactly. Let's start with the first game, Cowboys at the Commanders. We've seen some movement here on this spread. It is now 7.5. It's the same thing that we saw with the Lions, right? Once you get confirmation that it is going to be Josh Johnson at quarterback, the market has moved. People are coming in on the Dallas Cowboys. It feels like if there was one I don't know, like I was going to say, if it feels like one team you're confident in to go on the road and win, like would it be the Cowboys because Dak's going to play, because everyone else is going to play? But then again, division rivalry, going on the road. I know you hate the Commanders when they play at home.
Yep.
But what do you think? What do you think Josh Johnson does with this offense? What do you think Dan Quinn and this defense does? How do you see this matchup playing out here?
The Cowboys arguably had their dreams crushed when the Eagles won versus the Commanders last week. I would argue that for a while they were playing just kind of for the brand, for themselves, for just playing better, and they have played better. I would trust that recent data. Dak Prescott, you look at PFF and QBR, top 5 the whole season, and he hasn't really dipped. He hasn't really dipped at all. So I would look at the over here. If Josh Johnson first starts since 2021, I don't know how much worse could he be than Marcus Mariota. What do you think?
He can be worse.
He could be much worse. Yeah, he could be significantly worse.
He can be significantly worse, Mackenzie. Yes.
I mean, he has the same like name brand recognition. Like he's been in the league long time, like Mariota. But no, he's not a backup for a reason.
Yeah. Let's see. If we want to look at some trends here for this game, some trends here for Christmas, if you will. I mean, it's crazy. We have all the home teams are dogs here, but Dallas overall this season has crushed first half overs.
Yep.
They are 14-1 to the over in the first half this season. That is the best number of any team since 2005, according to Evan Abrams of the Action Network. Do you think that Josh Johnson puts up points here early, and is this a spot where we want to back this trend, or Mac, is this information too public, and is everyone just going to go with the first half to go over, and the right play might be to go first half under?
When it's a 14-1 trend, you have to ask yourself, is it going to be a 19-1 trend when it finally reverses itself? Maybe not. Like, we wouldn't be talking about it if it was 12-3 or something. That said, the market's not appreciating at all. It's 24.5 at BetOnline right now, so less than half the total. I don't know. I'd be worried. I'd be worried about a first half over. What do you think?
I think I'd rather just play the Cowboys. Dak Prescott's 11-3 ATS versus Washington in his career. He just dominates the Washington Commanders. So I might just be more confident in going with the Cowboys to cover here against the Commanders. Another interesting aspect is we are here in week number 17 of the season. Obviously, everyone's going to be talking about contract incentives, what to look at from a player prop perspective on anybody that's possibly cashing in on a contract. I always think it's hilarious with these conversations because the information now is so public, Mackenzie, so public that it gets to a point where you're being taxed significantly on these props. So if it comes down to the last game of the season, right, and you have a player that needs 4 receptions to trigger their bonus, right? The sportsbook has their number at 5.5. Right? So it's like, okay, well, yeah, they need to get 4 catches to hit their contract incentive. How does that help me betting over or under 5.5?
Alternative bet, 3.5 over minus 400.
Exactly.
Great.
Exactly.
Awesome.
So I always think, like, you got to be careful when you hear all these, like, content providers, like, that come out here and then talk about this. Also, I also think it's hilarious that we're starting to talk about this in week 16 and week 17, right? Yeah. But if you are interested in this kind of stuff, Deebo Samuel needs 61 receiving yards for a $250,000 bonus, and his prop currently up on FanDuel is at 43.5. So he's got 2 games to get to 61 yards. Does that mean he goes over in this game? I don't know. Does it mean he goes over in the last game? I don't know. It's easier to look at this in a 1-game sample, but he's got 2 games to do this. Okay, so if you want to play over, you can play over. He does need 61 receiving yards for his contract incentive. So always just be careful when it comes to these things. Okay. Also, Von Miller needs 2 sacks to get to $1 million. So you want to bet Von Miller to get a sack? Let's see if that's even listed. Is Von Miller to get a sack is plus 310. Well, that's actually that's actually pretty fun.
Yeah. That actually lines up where you have the long tail. If he's just that much more motivated to try to get a sack versus getting a tackle for loss.
Yeah, man.
He's got a sack in 3 of the last 5 games, 2 of the last 3.
And he just needs 1 sack here and 1 sack next week, right? He's got 2 games to get this done. All right, let's talk about the Lions at the Minnesota Vikings. Lions 7.5-point favorites up on FanDuel, total of 43.5. We have seen absolutely nothing from Max Brosmer to give us any confidence that the Vikings are going to score points in this game. Does this not feel like the Lions are the best bet of the day?
It seems light. 7.5, it's going to be in their preferred fast track. I mean, I guess the reason not to bet it would be the fact that their dream is essentially crushed. Now, plus 950 to make the playoffs, regardless of what they do, they're going to need help. But yeah, Max Brosmer has a 14 QBR. I mean, it doesn't get worse than that. If you would have thrown it into the dirt every single possession, his passer rating would essentially be the same. It would be 39. That's the minimum, or just the spike on every play. It's 41. It's essentially 0 production through 2 games.
I mean, we know the defense is good. We know that Flores is going to have something designed to to compete here against Jared Goff and the Lions, but I just have no confidence in Minnesota scoring any points. Like, I mean, does this feel like it's an under game? Because do we trust the Vikings defense to come out here and play hard against Jared Goff and the Lions?
Yeah, but Goff does well against the blitz. I think you do better against Flores' defense the more you're able to see it. He sees it twice a year.
Yeah.
I think it's a pretty comfortable environment for the Lions. I don't think they quit with Dan Campbell. Awful loss. Those trends have gotten a little bit worse, but obviously still good. I think I just lay it. I think I'd rather just lay it.
Yeah. I mean, I did. I went ahead and I laid it at 7. 7.5 is a little bit pricey.
Teaser leg, Cowboys, Lions. Who lets us down?
I was gonna say 2-leg teaser, Cowboys and Lions could be the teaser of the day here on Christmas, the square teaser of the day. But hey, sometimes what's the song, right? We're too hip to be square, right? Is that where we are right now?
It's a Christmas miracle. It'll come in.
No incentives in this game really, unless you want to talk about Jahmyr Gibbs needing 4 touchdowns to move into up on the Lions career touchdown list. Nothing
I need
really.
4 touchdowns to get to up some list. Like,
Exactly.
What? 4 touchdowns.
Exactly. The nightcap here tonight, the Broncos at the Kansas City Chiefs. Denver, a 13.5-point favorite up on FanDuel, total of 36.5. My goodness. This is I believe the largest home dog that the Chiefs have ever been in their franchise history. 13.5 points.
Wow. Romeo Crennel, 1 in 15 days. It was not as bad as this. It's hard to believe.
It's
36.5. So the implied team total for the Chiefs is like 12.5. I think I'd still go under. They're going to score twice. They've really shown absolutely nothing. The last 3 weeks, even with Patrick Mahomes, they scored 0 points in the second half against the Chargers.
So let's see. Up on FanDuel right now, you want Chiefs total points, 10.5.
Under.
You want to go under 10.5 points?
I think so.
It's so embarrassing. Do you realize that the Chiefs, going back to the start of last season, won 8-1 ATS in the division?
Wow.
Yeah. 1-8 but and KC, like Denver has dominated Kansas City over the last couple of years as far as ATS is concerned. Denver just covers going up against the Chiefs. Let's see. Any Chiefs or Broncos incentives? I'm not seeing any on the list here. What an ugly game. But hey, we got NBA to look for tonight, instead of this ugly game. You like the Chiefs team total to go under 10.5. I don't want to lay 13.5. My goodness. But it feels like an under game. 36.5 is such a low total. Doesn't this feel like 24-10 final? Broncos win?
Yeah, it's like the worst possible TV game you can imagine. It's like 20-3, start of the third quarter. They're already talking about punts and running it out.
Is there a punt prop?
Yeah, is there a punt prop? That's the good question. That's a question.
Let's see, defense and special teams. No, I'm not seeing anything like that. Man, that would be great if you can bet like punts and stuff and
make it fun.
How about this? You know how you can bet the first drive props? Chiefs to punt on the first drive?
It's got to be minus 200.
Let's see.
What is it?
So FanDuel doesn't have it listed. Let me look at another book here. First quarter props. Let's see. First drive props. Here we go. What will the Chiefs minus 198?
I said minus 200.
Yeah.
That is worth absolutely nothing, guessing the line, but dang, I was right.
I mean, dude, doesn't it feel like
you're getting a 2% discount?
Punt total in the game, 9.5 even money.
Seems like an over. 5-5.
So what was the last what happened the last game? So Olajuwon comes in for Gardner Minshew, and the Titans, we know how terrible the Titans are. Titans win 26-9. In that game there was, let's see.
Yeah, let's count them up.
There was 8 punts.
Okay. Yeah, and there's only 35 points in that game, which would go under.
Yeah.
So maybe just 9.5 is more than I think. I mean, in the Super Bowl, it's always posted at 6.5. Those are two obviously much better teams. Maybe 9.5 is a bridge too far.
What's crazy is in the first half of that game, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 punts in the first half. In the second half.
And a downs and a safety.
Yeah, and in the second half, there was downs and 2 punts. And that's it. Only 2 punts in the second half. So I wish you could break this down by half because I'd love to go over in the first half, but 9.5.
Yeah, in the second half, there might be those long Broncos possessions where they just get a field goal and take all the time they can.
Yep. All right, well, good breakdown here, Mackenzie. For more information, you guys can head to our website, betterday.com, where Mac has a full write-up for Better Day Insider and Premium members on the NBA slate. The Trench Report is available up on betterday.com for all of you that are interested as well. Your Better Day Premium Insider and Premium members have access to the Trench Report released every single Wednesday, and you can take a look at the rushing mismatches, take a look at the overall mismatches in the Trench Report and see if there's any plays that you like to make based on that. Once again, we want to just thank you guys. I mean, it's a short episode here. I think we went longer than expected, but we wanted to give you guys an episode here on Christmas to show our appreciation for you, break down these games. And so we do thank you so much for being a part of our journey here at betterday.com. We hope you have a happy, merry, and most importantly, safe Christmas with your friends, family, and loved ones. And we'll talk to you next time here. Make this Christmas a better day.
College football never stops. When college football news breaks, it breaks on On3. From the transfer portal to the playoff race to coaching changes, the sport is moving every single day. That's why college football fans turn to On3, a trusted authority with real reporters and real communities built around the teams you care about. Find all of your favorite teams and join the community. Get the full picture at on3.com. That's ON and the number 3.com.
AI agents are everywhere, automating tasks and making decisions at machine speed. But agents make mistakes. Just one rogue agent can do big damage before you even notice. Rubrik Agent Cloud is the only platform that helps you monitor agents, set guardrails, and rewind mistakes, so you can unleash agents, not risk. Accelerate your AI transformation at Rubrik.com. That's RUBRIK.com.
Happy holidays! Want to give your host a gift? Consider subscribing, rating, and reviewing the show this holiday season. It really helps the show grow. From all of us at Believe, have a Merry Christmas, everyone, and a happy holiday. If you like the show, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. It really does help the show to grow. Thank you for listening.